Well, Dowse, a disappointing afternoon, has to be said.
It's disappointing. Yep, it couldn't have been a surprise to anybody, I don't think, really. Where, if you got Ince out, Rules out, got suspension rules were just found out. When Ince is out, Jermaine Anderson's out, and Lofty comes after 10 minutes. It's going to be a difficult afternoon. With 4-year players plus David as well, 5-year players, and if we're going to compete with the Notts Counties as well, we need the strongest 11 out there. Max can only play half an hour, so a bit disjointed, that's all it was, and very disjointed. When you play against the top sides, you can't be disjointed like we haven't been the last couple of games, but hopefully next week Max can probably get fitter and he should be in the frame. And we've got still got Rosie out, we'll still have Ince out of course, but it's just it just lacked a bit of quality all round, to be honest. We didn't. Once Lofty come off, disjoint the whole thing a little bit more. I just thought that the players I've just mentioned who had out, and obviously we haven't got the biggest squads as you know. It affected. We to end up being a bit of a mismatch really, and we were a lot better than us. Got no complaints about that. But you wanted a bit of quality up there, never really happened. You want to get quality out wide, never really happened. But I do think the midfield three. Having me midfield three out, then Lofty getting taken, obviously undoubtedly being our best player probably this season and should get in the England squad really. Him coming off with the lads I mentioned, I just thought we lacked power and we lacked everything what is made look quite good in the last couple of weeks really. So yeah, a bit disappointing. Yeah,
you'd say that, and I completely agree with all that, but for 40 minutes till they scored, we matched them completely, didn't we?
We did. I think Lofty was a big thing coming off, but if you think about the first half, I had a lot of the chances, a lot of ball in our box, and at half time we went 4-4-2 in the second half to try to have a go, and when all is known that Max has got half an hour in and blah blah. And we huffed and puffed a bit without creating a lot of chances, but it was, I thought we started off first 15 very well when we had everybody out. I thought Lofty was a big change, and to be honest, how it looked, and I put Casey to the right wing back then, and stuff, and get Joe on, and then after I was always going to gamble for the last half an hour because we've got two of Max and that and play half an hour, so we've done that as well. But we need Ince in the team. I think we're doing all that, and stuff like that. We need Jermaine Anderson in the team. We miss them, and obviously miss Max in there, and that's when we're strongest at the start of the season. And obviously, I just thought it was a little bit mismatched all over, to be honest, disjointed, which with the injuries I've got, we're Matcham, did we really create nothing? No, not really. Did we really create many chances? No. Did the front two hold it up? No. It's just little things that when we're having a bit of a, he's got to dig in, and we dig in the last couple of games, we really have, but today maybe it's one game too many. You sort of knew before kick-off, and we're really going to fight them, but we knew before kick-off the amount of people we had out. We're trying to play it down a bit, but it did cost at the end, that's what I thought. But hopefully get some of them back next week, we'll be better again.
Yeah, I'm sure. Notts were considerably better in the second half than they were in the first. Do you think maybe scoring right before half-time boosted them up?
Yeah, always. It happens like that, It's a time when to concentrate, and it's bloody, if we had went in a half time, it would have been a bit more. We can organise them and all that. We're always going to change the shape to 4-4-2. But you're thinking 44 minutes, 45. You bang on half time. Let's get them in. Let's organise. Let's see what's what and all that, But it never really. Obviously, when it gets a killer before half time, and different. But we'll be okay. We'll get the players back. Hopefully, they say Anderson should be fit next week. Hopefully Max will be fit as well. That'll be two massive ones for us. Hopefully Lofty's not too bad, because that'll be three massive ones for us, and the Long King and all, I think he should be back for next week, the week after next. So if we can get anybody on the pitch, we'll be fine. It's just when we've got 3 or 4, 5 or 6 out, we struggle.
Sure. Last time I went up to training, I thought Long King looked tremendous. It was a real shame.
And he had his hamstring. Yep, that's what happens. Listen, it happens in football, but when and I get that, and sometimes when things go against you just got to take it on the chin. And before kick-off I looked, I thought blinking heck, I knew it was my strongest side, to be honest, and but you get lads out there and you want them to have a go, and we did do, like you say, for 40 minutes, but I thought the second half their quality showed, and their strength showed, and the subs what we were putting on and things like that, I think that showed over, so I've got no complaints with the game.
Just one observation I made in terms of their playing style. Whenever we had a corner, they had 11 behind the ball, and usually 10 in the penalty area, and that's very unusual.
I think we're a threat of set players. Now I'm trying to say we're not, because we're doing score goals from set players. The delivery in the box today was very poor, and and we have got this reputation of being a big strong side who likes to go direct, and a big strong side who gets corners and set players. And if you look at the stats, we're not very good at them. I think we've scored the most goals in the top 5 from open play. We're not very good at set players, to be honest. That's what we're practicing on the training ground. We get bodies to run in the box, except for Musa Dahava, who's going to get us a goal from a header. In the box, we've got some big lads, so I don't think that's our main strength, to be honest. But I think a lot of people do, so I think that's why we brought everybody back in, to try to deal with our aerial threat. But if I'd have seen we play over the last 6-7 months, we'll know that's not the case.
Well, you just had a couple of games against teams in the top half. The next few games perhaps a little bit easier, maybe.
Yeah, we've got Grimsby who's up there as well. Then we'll let them go win games and all that. We've got to make sure we get away from a relegation thing and get back to mid-table where we believe we should be. And even so we've got confidence getting a run. But again, I'm just being honest. I need best players playing. You can't just get a midfielder in for. If I was going to get somebody again for a month, we don't need to. With Ince back after next week, if you like, and we've got a few players back, and Max is going to be back next week. So this is a patient game. When you have your better players not playing, you always hope that when nick a result here, nick a result then. We've got the best players playing. I fancy it against anybody, to be honest, but that hasn't happened for a while. So hopefully by next week I'll have a few more back, and that's all I can ask.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right, cheers now, no problem. Okay.